All right. Good morning. Good morning. We're live once again. Trooper Steve on patrol. Man, guys, I put the truck in drive. We are in southeast central Florida this morning. I'm in West Melbourne. I love coming down here to Melbourne. I love this part of town. I think whether you're in Melbourne Beach, Melbourne, West Melbourne, this entire portion of central Florida, the vibe is always great. The people, the residents are amazing. And I just love it. I love coming down here. So, and I sometimes hide out in parking lots. I try to be as discreet as possible. Because, you know, people are doing their thing, but I got to do mine too, right? So I park discreet, wait for the all magical penny to get everything up and running, and then boom, we start going. So I like to hide out. So I was hiding out in Health First Hospice parking lot over here, and great medical facility. And as I was sitting here, suddenly some people started walking out. I thought I was in trouble, but they happen to be huge News 6 supporters. So I want to give a huge shout out to all our hospice medical staff. I really don't think about them, but I know they have been great for my family. And so if you are in the medical field and you are a hospice nurse, huge shout out to you guys, and a huge shout out to Health First Hospice staff out here for watching News 6 in the morning and being Trooper Steve fans. So I appreciate you guys. So why am I in West Melbourne? We are revisiting, good morning, Kevin. We are revisiting some construction. We came down here almost 2 years ago, and now we're back out because a viewer let us know that, hey, Steve, remember those pesky sidewalk bicycle lane things? Well, they put them down in Melbourne. Go check it out. So that's where we're at this morning. I'm currently eastbound 192 at Dairy Road. We are inside. You better hold it right there. We are inside West Melbourne here, just crossed into Melbourne. And you can see the construction. Still an active construction zone. Still a lot of stuff going on. So what's one of the first things that we're seeing here? First thing I'm seeing is, hey, we have uneven travel lanes. So if you're a motorcyclist, this could be a little dangerous for you. You can see the right lane hasn't been fully repaved yet. That left lane's got about a good inch worth of fresh asphalt. And look at the right shoulder. Those pesky pedestrian positive barriers have gone in. So if you look at the right shoulder, 35 mile an hour zone, we're cruising nicely here at 35. You can see these are huge. And what are they? They are a barrier between the bicycle travel lane and the main vehicular traffic that takes place out here. Now, I'm okay with these, but man, they are massive. Never did I think we needed a barrier this extreme to be placed, but hey, who am I? I just merely grab the data and give it to you. I'm not out here every day anymore, so I'm not an engineer. But these things are huge. So if you're a bicyclist and you mess up, you're going down. If you're a vehicle and you mess up, you're going to need new rims on your vehicle. So one of the questions that were given to me was, where do I go in an emergency? Where do I go if a law enforcement officer is pulling me over? Now, this sounds very simple, but listen, this is why I have a job, is to address the simplicity of traffic for people out there. Not everybody is out thinking about this stuff all the time. Some of us get anxiety when we're out on the roads. Some of us get stressed out. Driving should not be considered a easy thing. And so that's why we do what we do. We do this so that someone can get on here and go, okay, I remember News 6, they said this. And you can put that in the back of your head somewhere so you're not getting stressed out all the time. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to get turned around here at Babcock and head west towards 95 so we can travel through the city of West Melbourne this morning. Remember, when you make a right travel lane, when you right turn, you want to make a right to the right, and then go ahead and get on over. So what we're going to do is we'll pull a U-turn over here, over at Melbourne Avenue. We might not be able to put, I'm not going to pull a U-turn right there because I'm not going to achieve that. So, but let's talk about what was asked until we can get headed in the direction. I should have went that way. I don't know Melbourne, sorry. So the question was presented like asked, hey, Steve, if I'm, Sue, good morning, ma'am. If I'm in traffic with these new concrete barriers that are going in on the shoulder, where do I go in an emergency? What happens if law enforcement's pulling me over? So I'm going to say a few things. I'm going to break it down. And I just want us to think as common sense as possible here. If you're getting pulled over and there is nowhere to pull over to, one of two options. I'm going to always side with option one. I'm going to give you option two as an option. Option one, why is that car just stopping? What's going on here? Man, come on, guys. Melbourne, I was just complimenting you guys. You need to step up a little bit. All right, remember on a flashing turn, you can yellow. You can go ahead and make that. And we're not making a U-turn there. Why? Because it's not safe for me to make a U-turn there. It just doesn't make sense. So you figure it out. What we're going to do, I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to make a left here. We're going to go down this side road here and then make a U-turn. Safely, no traffic. We didn't interfere with anything. I didn't try to do it in the middle of an intersection and hold up everybody's day. Did it take me maybe an extra 60 seconds of life? It did. It did. You know, it sure did. But it's going to be all right. It's going to be okay. So what were we talking about? We're talking about common sense stuff, right? I need everybody on the same page on this. Listen, even we talk about when you get pulled over, middle of the night, rural road, that you want to sometimes maybe get into a public area, and you do that by acknowledging law enforcement. So if you have a police vehicle coming up behind you and it's activated its lights and it's attempting to stop you, and there's nowhere to stop because you have those barriers, then activate your hazard lights. Lower your window, acknowledge them, say I'm going to pull over, and pull over somewhere safely. You don't want to stop in an active travel lane and then suddenly stop traffic unless, and here's option two, that you're told to stop your vehicle immediately. It's that simple. If you're told to, on the PA, the public address system that's in the vehicle, to stop your vehicle now, then just stop it there, because that's what you're being instructed to do. If that's in the daylight area and that barrier is impeding you from stopping somewhere. But in most cases, they're not going to want you to just stop in the middle of the travel lane. It doesn't make sense. It's dangerous for you. It's dangerous for them as well. So that's just addressing one of the questions that came in. Let's talk a little bit about what we're seeing out here this morning. So now we are westbound 192 out here in Brevard County, just west of Babcock. All right, so from here all the way to I-95, going through the entire area of West Melbourne, is under construction. What we're seeing and addressing out here this morning is, remember a few weeks ago, I'm trying to remember where it was, we found these huge Conway, that's where it was at. These barriers were off of Conway between Lake Underhill and Curry Ford. Our executive producer John told me about them, and we went out there and looked at it, and they are massive, 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 and they're along the entire stretch. So when I heard and I saw in an email that these were down here, I was like, we've got to come see what they did to 192. I will say this, it's not as frequent down here to where you do have the ability to pull off in certain areas, but they're just as big. They're right there on the side of the road. So as we're traveling westbound here in West Melbourne, we're about to enter the city of West Melbourne on 192. I'm going to move into the right travel lane so that we have a better visual of what's kind of going on here. And you can see, look, no barriers, right? But you still have the double white striped line on the right-hand side. And then here at Palm Boulevard, only for a block until Poinsettia Boulevard, it's there. When we were on Conway, that thing was the whole shoulder. But you can see here, as we approach Derry right now, it looks pretty good. Nice and clear. It's not right up on the roadway. But if you were encountering an emergency vehicle or something like that, look, they're people too. They know if you have nowhere to go, where do they expect you to go? No one's going to ask you to drive over one of these barriers. That's considered at this point a wall. It's a traffic control device. It is not there for you to cross over. I would hope no cop, no firefighter driving would expect you to get out of their way by driving over something like that. Now, you do need to acknowledge that you see them. Activate your hazard lights, and then once it's available, get out the way. Go into the bike lane, make sure there's no bike there, but move into the bike lane so that you're out of the way. You can just see, look, we're now here over by Melbourne Square, by the mall right here, and the construction just continues. But even on the westbound lanes, we have uneven travel lanes. So at night, I've issued those traffic alerts to you. There are often lane closures taking place out here, so you need to be super careful while you're driving out here, because at night you're down to one travel lane at times, and sometimes they're detouring you completely off. Beautiful morning out here, 85 degrees. Results 1 is reading. Really nice and chill this morning. We were nervous we weren't going to make it. We had some gremlins messing up some things, but I'm going to give Penny and engineering our praises, because they always make things happen. So, but you can see here, look, you can tell this stuff's fresh, but if I had to go somewhere right now, I'm stuck. I can't just climb over this. Could Results 1 climb over this? Obviously, yes, but legally, it's not expected. So you'd wait, and then you'd scoot on over and get out of the way. But look at the uneven travel lane. So if you're on a motorcycle, I need you guys to be real careful. And look, the changing in the tones in roadway, if you're not paying attention, could be a little confusing. So you want to make sure that you're cautious and stuff like that. That's what I'm always saying. Pay attention to the little things, signage. Don't look at just what the sign right here in front of you is saying. Look a little further out so that you can not get caught off guard and expect the changes. Right? All right, let's go back out to 192. If you're joining us this morning, we are in the beautiful town of West Melbourne, South Brevard County, along US 192, aka New Haven Avenue. I love how everyone has their own names for these towns. This would be a really good Ask Trooper Steve question. Can I make a right turn from here on this right arrow? Right now, there are no signs or anything that prevent me from making this right turn. As long as it's clear, I'm not violating any of those right away. I maintain my travel lane, and I'm good to go. Look at all this new construction. It's beautiful. What do I see here? I see a pedestrian crossing, a lit pedestrian crossing. So you got to be careful. Once that is ready to be active, you'll have a new sign out here. Uneven travel lanes. We've got the bike lane off to the far right with positive medium barriers. Also a few different tones in the roadway. So Melbourne, man, 192, a lot of construction going on, and you got to be really careful out here. But it is nice. What have we not seen? No clowns, no honks. People drive nice down here. I don't know if it's just a thing down in Melbourne, but I remember when we used to get What the Honk, there used to be some questionable vehicles, but never anybody like any questionable driving, nothing too crazy. Which is a good thing. Good thing. I'm not talking smack to you guys. I don't want you to be bad drivers. I want everyone to be great drivers. I want to come down here and talk nothing but good stuff about Melbourne. All right, what we're going to do, we're going to finish this towards I-95. And then we'll wrap this up. And if you're looking for any more material, you can head over to clickorlando.com/Trooper Steve on patrol. If you get bored, laying in bed, on the couch, want to learn some traffic safety, hear me rant about a few things, you can catch our stream right there. All right, Speed Racer in the Kia Optima. All right, let's move over to that right travel lane. Another one of those pedestrian signs going through there. Man, FDOT, Florida Department of Transportation, really, really doing a lot of enhancements out here, all at one time. So it's bittersweet. The bitter part, a lot of construction, but sweet because there are a lot of enhancements going on, whether it's a really secure bike lane for pedestrians and bicyclists to use, or if it's for the pedestrians, new crosswalks that are going on here that are activated with lights, getting drivers to mandatory yield to you when you as a pedestrian use them properly, activate them properly, and then you're good to go. And soon that bicyclist will be able to use the bike lane once that it's open. And see, they left enough space to where the businesses aren't overly affected by these bike lanes. Look at that. West Melbourne Police Department in the median handling business this morning. It's that traffic unit. It's Lexus trying to meet that guy. Driving a little crazy out here. So as we make our way closer towards I-95, believe it or not, construction gets a little bit bigger. A lot more active. So you got to be careful because this is happening, not necessarily the lane closures during the daytime, but there's still men and women out here working during the daytime. So whether they're in the median or out on the shoulder, just because the sun's up doesn't mean this is not considered an active construction zone, and a lot of rules apply, whether it's double the speeding fines in an active construction zone or ensuring that your phone never touches your hand at all, even to answer a call. If it's an active construction zone or an active school zone, that's the only time Florida's hands-free law is truly hands-free. Outside of that, I think it's a little bit of a circus law, but truly hands-free. Man, guy, you just want to squeeze right in here. Welcome on in. Welcome in. Where's your license plate from? Let's see. Rhode Island. I'm not going to talk smack. Look at that. Brevard County even out here in the median. You do not want to come out here in this construction zone and act a fool. When you got the county and the city working together, you're bound to catch a ticket. So make sure you're paying attention. Right travel lane, westbound right now, US 192 out here in the city of West Melbourne, looking at a lot of the new construction. What you could see, what's the obvious thing? Obviously, a lot of traffic cones, traffic barrels, signage letting you know, look, uneven lanes. And why are those signs there? And they even have the sign for motorcyclists. But why are those signs there? Because when you're pulling onto a turning lane out here, you're looking at about an inch difference in height. So you have to pay real close attention. What else? The positive barriers on the right shoulder of the roadway for the bicycle lane. So not a huge fan of these, but what I will say is they're not like what we've seen over on Conway, where it's the whole lane the entire time. What they've done here is they put it in areas that are probably convenient, but still allow for protection and for you to still gain access to the business. Plus, there are a lot of pedestrian crossings going in that I'm excited about. So, if you're out here in West Melbourne, make sure you're paying attention. Of course, I want you to pay attention wherever you're at, but at the end of the day, it's areas that are seeing a lot of high pedestrian traffic, a lot of construction, like here in West Melbourne, that you should be really cautious about. Not only are you going to catch a bigger fine, but I don't want you getting in a crash. I'm not telling you not to act a fool, but I don't want you getting affected. Insurance gets up, ruins your day. You guys saw yesterday on our stream, we rolled up on that 4-car pileup. I'm sure they weren't too excited about that. So at the end of the day, my job is to make sure you get proper, good information and that you're safe. So have a great day. It's beautiful outside. Keep up with Chief Meteorologist Candace Campos. She's got everything you need to know about this kind of spotty weather this week. It's not horrible, but it's not great. Right now, it's beautiful here in West Melbourne. Guys, have a great day. Love y'all. I'll see you later.